Good morning, buenos dias, hello, and happy Tuesday. Welcome back to another episode of Talking TVL. As always, I'm your digital host, and we have got a good show for you today. But before we dive into that, let's recap a little bit about what yesterday looked like. As I said, we had an amazing show. We talked to Jim and Don about their poetry book called A Man Like Me. We talked with Stephanie in our Zoom room, as I like to say, with Gaylord Opryland about how the resort is turning into a superhero playground with DC Summer, which is a one-of-a-kind experience featuring your favorite heroes and villains. And then we ended the show with Dylan and Chris, who are both casted in Theater Huntsville's upcoming show, Something Rotten. Listen, it's going to be a great show, and this is coming from a theater galley myself. But if you need a little bit more convincing to get your tickets, let's take a look at yesterday's interview.
A little different, our friends from Theater Huntsville joining us ahead of their upcoming performance of a show that is absolutely phenomenal. It's Something Rotten, and if you're not familiar with it, well, you're in for a treat. It's a musical packed with Shakespearean shenanigans, and I'm very excited to learn more. So today I'm even putting my own Shakespeare knowledge to the test, again with our new besties joining us now on stage. Guys, first, Something Rotten. This is going to be a fun show. Yes. As I mentioned, people haven't seen it. Tell me what this looks like. Shakespeare's phenomenal, but this is a little bit different of a twist you got here.
Yes, so Something Rotten is kind of like a love letter to musical theater. There's like a lot of references to other shows and stuff, like a lot of inside jokes for people who love theater, a lot of cuts to little bits, just like referencing other shows. Super fun. But then also, if you don't really know musical theater, it's still just a really funny, well-written show, and there's still plenty of jokes and everything that are really funny. There just might be a few times where you're like, what's happening, and the audience is laughing.
Wait, I love this. I feel like it's almost like a little like scavenger hunt to see the different nods and innuendos that people like. How much can you pick up on?
Oh
right?
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
There's still times where I'm like, oh, that's a reference that I haven't caught on to, and we've been doing this for like months.
I love it. So again, it's a comedic show, obviously. Do you know much about, again, where does the Shakespeare, because it's ties to other plays of all kinds, but a lot of Shakespeare nods as well. Where does the Shakespeare kind of come into it?
It sort of kind of falls into after he writes the play Romeo and Juliet.
Okay.
So it takes off around that time.
Okay.
And if you know, for those who know William Shakespeare and heard William Shakespeare, you see him in a bit more of a more unique light.
Okay.
Than you're used to reading about. So.
A fictional take, though, obviously. Okay,
yes.
But kind of a fun little spin on things that we know. Yeah. Well, again, our TVL viewers know I was quite the thespian growing up. It's funny, I actually, not a ton of people know this, and I don't remember it terribly well, but I actually won a Shakespeare competition one time, like in the state. It was funny, my drama teacher, she told me, she was like, you need to enter this competition, and I was like, okay. I wasn't super into drama at the time, but I said, okay. And I went to this competition, and there were kids from other schools who went to like theater schools.
Oh,
you know the ones?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know the ones. I've been to.
You know the ones. I just went to a regular school. So I showed up, and I was like, oh, hello, I don't know. My teacher just told me to do this, and I won my like little division. I did a sonnet and a monologue. I almost just said sonologue. That's not a word. Clearly, I don't remember it that much. But anyway, so you're going to put me to the test today. Again,
yes,
we have with some fun nods again throughout the show and Something Rotten. So we're going to see how much I pick up on. I'm worried I've just talked myself up and I'm not going to get any of this right. How is this going to work, guys? You're going to ask me.
So we have some quotes, some Shakespeare quotes. The show is littered with some Shakespeare quotes.
Yes.
Oh goodness.
So these are quotes from the show that are also Shakespeare quotes, and then you'll guess what play
what play
they
it's
are
from. Wait, I'm trying to remember. I'm like, okay, wait, Midsummer Night's Dream, Hamlet, obviously.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
Okay. All right, take it away. I don't think I'm going to be good at this at all. That's okay.
So we're going to start off with My Kingdom for a Horse.
Can I get some options or something?
So
you know who would be good at this is my daddy. My daddy knows a ton of Shakespeare randomly.
Right.
And he'll just like quote it in the kitchen for no reason. Okay.
So the full line is a horse, my kingdom for a horse. And it's not like not a play you immedially think of for Shakespeare.
I don't even know if I know
it's
that
a little bit.
Shakespeare works. You're gonna have to tell me.
It's Richard III.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have done that. I don't even know who Richard III is.
Me neither, girl.
Is that a real person? I don't know.
I guess.
All right, we got another one. I gotta redeem myself.
Yes, this one should be a bit simpler.
Okay.
It is, shall I compare thee to a summer's day?
Oh, Romeo and Juliet. No, that's embarrassing. Isn't that where he's like a rose and?
That's a really good guess.
It really is.
This is actually kind of a hard question.
Like, what's in a name? What a rose would smell as sweet? That's Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, that's Romeo and Juliet.
Yes.
Summer's Day. I know that one. I know that line.
Yeah, it's a famous line.
You want to tell me?
Yeah, it's from Sonnet 18.
Trick question.
Is that a play? Just a sonnet.
Yeah, it's not even.
All right, you can put your own knowledge to the test. I think we got to wrap here, guys. But again, Something Rotten coming to a stage near you. Tell us one more time when and where it's going to be, how we can get tickets. This is going to be a fun show.
Theater Hunts will be putting on Something Rotten June 13th through the 29th at the Von Braun Center Playhouse.
Okay, we'll have the details on our website as well at tvliving.com. 13th to the 29th, that's a long run time.
Yeah,
so
3 weekends.
Yeah, hang in there, guys. You're going to do great. I'll bid you adieu. Shakespeare would be disappointed in me, but that's okay.
That's okay.
And scene. We'll wrap there. Thank you guys so much.
Let me tell you, Chris and Dylan, first of all, fun fact, Dylan, I know him, I love him. I told him that's my cousin, who's not my cousin. So hey cousin, if you're watching, I love you. They did an amazing job, but they're also just really fun people to be around. And hey, that just happens when you're in theater, I'm just saying. But again, like they said, June 13th to the 29th, you have a long time to get your tickets and to watch the show. And I just know it will be well worth it. So I hope you enjoyed that interview. And if you want to rewatch it or watch any other interviews you may have missed yesterday or the days before, head on over to tvliving.com. Well, as always, after the break, we're going to talk about who is on today's show. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, well, the 20th anniversary is upon us, not only for concerts in the park, like I told you yesterday, but also for the annual charity car show on Saturday, June 7th from 9 to 1 at the Bass Pro Shop / Cabela's for vets with Corvettes. You may not have heard of them, but if you have not, your time is now. Vets with Corvettes or Corvette owners. They are just a local community organization that gets together. You do not have to be a veteran, so I found out, but they come together and they just share their love of cars. I think it's super cool. But like I said, they're having their 20th anniversary for their annual charity car show. So you have a picture. Okay, here's a picture of a vet in a Corvette. I thought that was cute, very fun. They are raising funds to benefit local veterans charities like Floyd E. Tutt Fan Veterans Home, DAV, and Simplify Community Task Force Heroes Week. So those are some of the different initiatives that they're raising money for. But here is a little bit more information on this car show coming up again this Saturday at Cabela's / Bass Pro Shops. If you want to screenshot this, you're more than welcome to. Again, June 7th from 9 to 11:30. They're going to have awards. There's going to be different trophies, and you can see the list of their food trucks, door prizes, silent auctions, drawing, games. It's a rain or shine event as well, so you don't have to worry about the weather, which, hey, if you're worried about the weather at 10:30, we're going to have one of our meteorologists, whoever's in today, talk to you about that weather. But if for whatever reason it is Saturday and it is raining or it is sunny, the event is still going to go on, which is pretty cool. But $25 for entry, host hotel, Hampton Inn Suites, all the things. But I mean, that's just a flyer, right? Make sure you're watching the show today, because I do hear that they may or may not be bringing a Corvette to the station, and I may or may not be the one to give a tour of it. I think it's gonna be fun. I don't know. I am slowly but surely getting into cars. My nephew, shout out to you, is just a car lover by any means. And if he was not busy today, I would definitely have made sure that he was here so he can see this, because, hey, who doesn't love a good car, right? So that's happening today around 11:15-ish. Okay, but next up, Sierra Latham. Hope I said her last name right. She's a fashion designer from Florence and was recently featured in Vogue, as in the Vogue, following her debut on the runway during SCAD Fashion 2025, which is the university's premier annual event to spotlight the most promising designers from its school of fashion. So today, Miss Sierra is going to be in studio with 4 of the outfits that she has designed herself and she will be showing those bad boys off. I mean, this is gorgeous to me. It's so different, and I say this all the time, but I promise you I mean it from the depths of my heart, the bottom of my soul. I love creatives, whether you are a singer, an artist, a dancer. We've had the caricature as well. Just seeing people with different talents is so cool to me. So I'm so excited to see the 4 different outfits that she has. And again, big deal. She was featured in Vogue, as in the Vogue magazine. Super cool. And she's a native from Florence. So shout out to the North Alabama. We are supporting you, Sierra, and we cannot wait to see you very soon. In another edition of the Zoom Room, as I like to say, Peyton is talking with Kari Blassingame ahead of the NFL football camp for the youth called the Rocket City Gridiron Camp, which is happening. A lot of things are happening this Saturday. It's going to happen June 7th, so make sure you're watching the show today to get more information on that. See if there's still time to register your young ones to be part of this camp. And then last but not least, the Southern Fried Film Festival is being held this weekend. And on the show today, we're going to talk about 5 films you cannot miss this weekend at the festival. This picture right here is a picture of the film called The Dutchman. Now listen, this woman looks so familiar. I cannot put my finger on it at all, but she's part of the film that was created and is being shown this weekend at the Southern Fried Film Festival happening right here in Huntsville. Super cool. I'm excited to hear more about that. And again, showing you 5 different films that you cannot miss this weekend. So that's going to be a good interview, and it's going to happen around 11:45, so make sure you're tuned in to watch that. And that is all I have for you. Okay, we got 49 minutes before the show starts, so get you some push-ups in, get you a little cup of coffee, and make sure you watch the show at 11 a.m. for another episode of Tennessee Valley Living. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. for another episode of Talking TVL.